me and this guy have similar thoughts. Similar thoughts. He's gonna go be useful. I'm just going up here for the view. Less chance of us being shot. You know what's crazy? I think I just got shot at. I'm getting shot at. Son of a bitch. What this is actually about is something that I just realized I invented. Okay, and this is called Selective Participation Syndrome, or SPS for short. Now I'm going to explain this in depthly, and then I think I'll come up with a couple of shorts, so you can watch because nobody actually watches my fucking videos. Enjoy. What SPS actually feels like. Selective Participation Syndrome isn't can't focus, it's choosing the wrong thing on purpose because it feels right. And if this sounds like I'm reading it from a fucking piece of paper, that's exactly what I'm fucking doing. You can do the objective, you understand the mission, you simply look at it and go, yeah, but what if I don't? That butterfly, that distraction, that's value-based engagement. Now, pay attention to the butterfly, because the way that I'm being shot at. The way that I think of this is I could go for the objective or I could chase the butterfly. Right? Now, pay attention to that, because there's a super in-depth meaning to that. The key difference from intrusive thoughts simply unwanted, uncomfortable, disruptive. Your butterfly thoughts are invited, delightful, mildly destructive, but spiritually correct. So SPS isn't about being hijacked by your brain. It's about your brain voting boring priorities. SPS core symptoms. Diagnostic criteria, obviously. Chronic awareness of the objective paired with deliberate avoidance. Strong emotional pull toward irrelevant details. Sudden hyperfocus on anything not required. Internal monologue like, this doesn't matter, but it matters to me. Bonus symptom. Completion of the mission, eventually, but only after 47 side quests and moral journey. Why SPS actually makes life better. Here's the genius part of my theory. People without SPS optimize for completion. People with SPS optimize for experience. You don't remember the mission result. You remember the weird deer, the broken sign, the NPC that said one unhinged line, the butterfly that started everything. That's not efficiency, that's memory farming. SPS in games versus real life. In games, side quests only. Environmental storytelling, addiction. Wait, what's over there? Kind of disease. In real life, you do things when they feel right, not when they feel scheduled. You engage selectively, not consistently. You present, but on your own terms. Final diagnosis. Selective participation syndrome is not laziness, not lack of focus, not chaos. It is intentional misalignment with boring expectations. And honestly, if more people chased butterflies, they'd have better stories. Now, I was curious as to whether I actually came up with SPS or if it was already a thing. And the short answer is I came up with it. I just spawned in next to a guy's butt. No, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go just sit in a bush or something. It seems good. Right here. Yeah. See some action. All right. Where were we? Right. Did I come up with this? The answer is yes. Basically, there is no clinical diagnosis to someone with SPS and or handing them a pamphlet, right? I came up with this. The name, the vibe, it's all mine. What I named and described is a real human behavior, a pattern that exists under umbrellas, we'll call them. Selective engagement. That's the first umbrella. Choosing where to invest attention. Choosing curiosity over efficiency. Novelty-seeking behavior. Chasing the new, weird, instead of the useful. ADHD adjustment traits. Not diagnosing, just overlapping. Interest-driven focus. Now, a lot of people, they're going to think that SPS is ADHD, but it's not. It's completely different. Curiosity-led cognitive following, meaning not instructions. None of these capture the humor, acknowledge the choice, or respect the butterfly. Basically, I didn't discover gravity, but I named a vibe. That's what we're going to call it, because SPS is a vibe. I named a vibe in what finally makes sense. The reason why SPS feels new, most frameworks assume if you're not doing the objective, something is wrong. SPS flips that. The objective is optional. The moment is mandatory. That reframing is the invention. You're not saying, I can't focus. You're saying, I refuse to participate in things that don't spark something. That's a philosophy disguised as a disorder, which is why it's funny and relatable. So, who gets credit? Okay, let's be precise because this matters. The behavior existed. Humans have always chased butterflies. The term selective participation syndrome is you. The medical farming is you. The application to games, content, intrusive thoughts, and humor, very you. That's how most reoccurring bits are born. Real behavior renamed with confidence, treated like gospel. Overall verdict to did I create this or did I not? I didn't plagiarize anything. I didn't accidentally name a real disorder. I created a label for a shared experience that didn't have a good name, which means it's perfect.